good evening. My name is Michelle. I will be your host for this IT talk. We have our guest with us today for our QA testing. Would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks so much, Michelle. My name is Kadir, and I'm living in the Netherlands, and I'm 31 years old. I'm QA tester, and I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm excited to ask you some questions and get to learn a little bit about you and QA testing. Can you maybe tell me a little bit about what it's like to be a QA tester or an automation engineer? Like, what are the responsibilities that you have at your workplace? What does a typical day look like for you?
Yeah. As a QA, we are actually a part of the development team in any company. And since we are part of the team and we work generally in agile Scrum environment, we have some meetings. And let's say every morning we have daily stand-up meetings. And in these meetings, we should actually just only express what did I do yesterday, or what will I do actually today. And if we have any issue, any blockers to going on work on our task, we can also express that. But if not, no need to talk that much, because the meetings actually last just 5-10 minutes or so. And yeah. And also our responsibility, actually, our main responsibility actually to find a bug. Let's say if we have a bug in a product, we are actually responsible for finding that bug, and we should find any bugs before customer or end user actually finds it, because we will try to assure the quality about for our product. So if we find bug, then our customer, our end user will be happy actually. So that is our responsibility.
Awesome. Sounds like you've got a lot on your plate every day. Did you have an IT background, or had you done IT previously before coming into being a QA tester or an automation?
To be honest, no, I don't have an IT background, but I had interest in IT actually. Because I was interested in IT, I was looking for some IT concept which is related to my character or really nice to me. So I searched so much, and also I have some IT specialist friends, and I also asked them if to get some more knowledge about IT concepts. And end of the day, end of my journey, let's say journey, I found actually the tester QA engineer is really nice to me, so I chose testing side.
Oh, okay. So that's why you chose the path that you were in. Is it just was the most interesting to you after you had a chance to experience some other areas in IT?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. It's always nice to get some hands-on experience when you're deciding what it is that you want to do in life. So when you mentioned earlier that your job is to find the bug before the customer sees it, or maybe an end user experience, when you do find, when you do find a bug, what does that look like? What do you do with that information if one has been reported to you in the software versus if you find it on your own? If you receive a notification that there's an issue, how would you handle that?
Yeah, first of all, we should be sure if that really bug is or not, because sometimes let's say our internet connection is not good enough, so we can actually receive some bugs, but it's not really bugs. Or let's say we have some unupdated tools, so that unupdated tools can give us also some bug, but which is not really bug. So first of all, we should be actually sure if it is really bug or not.
Okay.
And then we should check that bug a couple of times. And then we should, if let's say we are sure for that if it is bug, then we should talk to our team, especially for with our developer friends, developer colleagues, And then once we actually decide that is the bug, we can actually report it as a bug in
Okay.
our project management tool. Yeah, mostly Jira is being used actually in the market, but let's say Monday.com or etc. There are many other project management tools. And then we can assign a developer that that's bug, and you should actually work on that, and then that's actually bug. And then once the bug is fixed, actually we should retest again, because our developer colleagues can think that I have fixed it, but maybe it's not really fixed. So we should actually retest that. If we find that bug again, we should assign our friends again. But let's say if the bug really is fixed, then we can make it done, and and then that bug will be actually closed.
Okay, great. So it's submitted to you. Of course, you verify that it is in fact a problem and not just an internet issue, right? Do some troubleshooting, send it for repair, and then once that's completed, retest and close out. So that's really neat. I like the process, right? All the steps involved to make sure that you're doing what you can to solve the problem. Have you worked, I know you said you're in the Netherlands now, have you worked in more than one country in this particular role? Is this something that you can do in multiple locations all over the world?
No, I just worked in the Netherlands actually, but I worked two different companies, which one was international company. Now I'm working in like government company, so I don't have any other experience.
Any other experience outside there? Is it necessary to speak English or any other additional languages to do the role that you have?
Yeah, actually, as a summary, you don't need to speak English actually, but
great.
Since the market needs so many testers, we always can find, even if we cannot speak English, we can find any role in any company. If you know some local language, let's say I'm living in the Netherlands, and if I speak only Dutch, then I can find job easily.
Great.
But speak English will be always advantage.
Okay.
Not must. It's nice to speak actually.
We like to say a nice to have, but not a need to have.
Yes.
It's an addition, but not necessary. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Can you maybe tell me about some job opportunities? You mentioned being local. There's local outside of the country. Is it a growing market to where there's multiple opportunities available and lots of space for growth for new people to join into the industry?
Yes. Yeah, as I said, the market is really hungry for not only tester, but also all IT parts. But we should talk about the tester. Yeah, the market really needs so many testers actually. Also the world is getting more digitalized. So everything is getting actually more digitalized. So even you want to, let's say, order pizza, or even you want to order a taxi, you should many people actually use some products, so it's really getting spreaded. So the reason why actually the market is really hungry, so there are many job opportunities in all IT concepts.
Right. I think everybody uses an app for everything. And as long as there's an application to order pizza or a car or anything else that you need to order, then there's a need for testers. So that makes sense. Why should maybe, or how much knowledge is necessary to become a QA tester? What sort of education or skills should be sought out to do the role that you do?
To become a tester, there are many options actually. Some tools are low-code tools, so you don't need to know much programming language knowledge. Some tools are being used with programming language. So actually, if you learn some tools which are low coded, it will be enough to find a job, to find a role in the market. But as a friend, I can recommend that at least any candidate actually should learn a programming language, which can be Java, Python, JavaScript. And one testing tool is also will be nice to learn actually. That is the two options that I can actually express for now.
Okay, yeah, so do a little self-teaching as well as maybe some additional certifications in language writing. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good background to have. Could you maybe tell me a little bit about the mentoring program that's at Wise Quarter and what it is that they cover, maybe that can help students understand what that they need to have and how to move into the workplace? Can you maybe talk about the mentoring and maybe just a little bit of that's offered through Wise Quarter?
Yep. Yeah, mentoring program in Wise Quarter is really beneficial for the students actually, because almost all students are new in IT world, so they might need some helps. And the Wise Quarter mentors are always with our students. And as a mentor, actually, we give some motivation to our students. We share our market experience with them and job experience. And when they have questions, we help them so easily. They can reach us so easily. So this is really beneficial for them because they do not need to discover America again.
Yeah, right. No need to reinvent the wheel, right? You just get to learn some information and learn from other people's experience. How long have you been doing this? How many years did you say you've been in the industry?
In IT, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a wealth of knowledge though that you gain in this industry. It doesn't take a long time to be exposed to different markets, different tools and experiences and skills. So it's really grows your knowledge base quickly. So someone with a few years experience and several years or even very limited experience still has a lot to offer. So it's really great that you have that underneath your belt and that they get to experience that with you and learn from what you've already done and the steps that you've taken. So that's really beneficial for them. Are there ways that you help students that attend Wise Quarter to maybe prepare for job interviews or get ready to move into a technical interview or a technical role?
Yeah, as I said, I already try to help them out, and this will be more in upcoming days. Yeah, as an example, our students have Flipgrid account, which they can actually upload some videos. We, as a Wise Quarter, ask them some mock interview questions.
Oh, okay.
And our students record the video about the question, and then they can upload it to Flipgrid account, and then we give some feedback them, so they are being prepared for interview with this way. Yeah, we have many experience, and we have so many mentors, so everybody has some different let's say experiences. So we actually ask some questions which we actually run into in our interviews to our students, and then they are being prepared for interviews. So that's really beneficial for our students.
It absolutely is. Mock interviews, any sort of practice that you can get before an interview to get kind of the nerves out, get used to the flow of the questions. And I love that you guys have them record and upload it, because watching yourself back in an interview, recording yourself answering questions and then watching that back teaches you a lot about how you communicate and what your face does. How I use my hands a lot when I talk. So you get to see how frequently you use your hands and interact in that nature, and also just learn how to maintain eye contact and different things on answering questions. So that's really useful. That's really beneficial. And that you guys do that for them. I really appreciate all everything that you've covered with us today and the information that's available to the students, is there maybe anything else that you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask you about as far as the day-to-day life, or your experiences so far in the last, few years doing the role that you're in now? Maybe how much you enjoy it. We'll start there. Do you still really enjoy what you do a year and a half later? Is this still something that you like?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much. It was
Mhm.
a pleasure to be
Of course.
here with you. Yeah, actually in Vice Quarter, we try to give our best, and we try to prepare our friends
Mhm.
as so nice for the market. And on the other hand, I can actually tell everybody that no need to actually be afraid of going into the IT world.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know anything, no problem. You can
Mhm.
actually prepare yourself in a couple of months, let's say 6 months, etc. And then you will have a new title, you will have a new profession. So I can highly recommend and friendly recommend to everybody to to enter this world. Like it was some of the people can be actually afraid of like coding, or it's really
Mhm.
confused, etc. But it's not that much confused, so no need to be afraid of that. uh, I can
Yeah.
highly recommend everybody.
Yes, it can be overwhelming, but I think that's just due to how technology has evolved so quickly for the majority of the world, right? It comes on so fast, and we use this to maybe talk. It's a little glamorized in movies, right? In movies and television, and it makes it seem very complicated and overwhelming. And so maybe people get a little caught off guard, or they think, oh man, maybe I can't do that. Maybe that's not for me. But it's nice to have people like you that we speak to that say, no, you can review the information, and in 6 months you can have a skill that's marketable that you can continue to use doing things that you enjoy. So I really appreciate talking with you today. I love learning new things about not just Wise Quarter and what they offer, but the careers that are available from talking with you all as well. So thank you very much again for taking the time to talk with me today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julia.
Absolutely. You enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to hearing from you soon, and eventually the students talking with you as well, and getting some feedback from you on interviews and mentoring.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.